All right, welcome to class. It's going to be our last day of training for this free Linux session. And today we're going to be looking at cron jobs. So what do you mean by cron jobs? Cron jobs are used to schedule tasks. So let's say you need to get something done at a specific time or at a particular frequency. Let's say annually or monthly, and you don't want to be using alarm, you can use cron jobs on Linux server to get that done. Okay. You want to do something at a specific time. You want to schedule tasks when you're not at your computer. If you use cron jobs to do that. Okay. On the Linux server, every user have their own cron jobs, and you set cron jobs using cron tabs. Okay, so if I run the command cron tab flag L, this command will show me all the cron jobs that belong to Ubuntu user. Because currently Ubuntu is the signed in user on this Linux system. If I want to see the cron job of other users, then I can run the command cron tab flag U, the name of the user, let's say for root now, flag L. If it's for root, then I have to use sudo with it. It says currently there are no cron tab for root. Okay. Do we have other user on this server? Let's say get entry password. Okay, it's just Ubuntu that is the bin bash user. So if I want to check cron job for other users, if there's a user called Aaron now, for instance, I just put flag U. U here means Aaron, and it will list for me the cron jobs that belongs to Aaron. So the idea here is, let's say Ubuntu sets a task to be executed by 1 a.m. on Friday, this coming Friday. The cron job is owned by Ubuntu. If by 1 a.m. on Friday, the signed in user on that Linux server is not Ubuntu, then that cron job will not run. Okay. But if the cron job is set by root, irrespective of the time or irrespective of who is signed in, the cron job will run. Okay. So there are some tasks that are set as root users. Tasks like backup, tasks like update of the server at specific time. So what that means is irrespective of the user signed in, once the time scheduled hits, the task will run. Okay. So how then do we set up cron tabs? To set up cron tabs, the command is cron tab flag E. Okay. Cron tab flag E. At times we could have it could ask us to select what editor we need to use. Okay, it is because I've been here before, that's why we are not seeing that. Let me see if I can if I can start a new, I think I have some Ubuntu servers that I can start and use them to show us what I'm referring to. Look at this worker node. This is a production server for Kubernetes. Let me start this. Okay, so this is started. Let's return to our node one. Yeah, good. Let me clear screen. So if I run cron tab like I want to schedule cron tab now. You see that the first time I'm using cron tab on a Linux server, especially Ubuntu, it tells me no cron tab for Ubuntu. That means I've not set anyone yet. So I should select an editor. If to change later, I can run select editor with cron tab. Okay. So if I return to this guy and I run it with select editor, it will return me to this page where I can decide what editor do I want to use. Text editor. Okay. What we have here is Nano. Okay, let's use a VIM here. So let me say 2. Okay, VIM basic is 2. All right, so I'm going to select 2. And then I'm here. I need to, so let's do this together. It says, edit this file to introduce tasks to be run by cron. Okay, when you see ordinary hashtag like this in Linux, it means whatever follows it has been commented out. Okay, so these are comments. Okay, so if I treat this file as an executable file, it will not, nothing will happen to these lines, even if there are commands in this line, like this is a command now, but it will not run this command because it has been commented out. Okay, so let's continue reading. Each task to run has to be defined through a single line, indicating with different fields when the task will be run and what command to run for the task. Okay. The important thing to note here is that for cron jobs, the task should be in a single line. Okay. Meanwhile, for bash script, you can have them in multiple lines. Okay. Now it says to define the time, you can provide concrete values for 5 fields. The first field is the minute, the next is hour, then day of the month, DOM, month, which is MON, and day of the week, DOW. Or we can use asterisk in the fields for any, all right? Notice that task will be started based on the cron's system daemon's notion of time and time zones. Output of the cron tab jobs is sent through email to the user the cron tab file belongs to. For example, you can run a backup of all your user accounts at 5 a.m. every week with this command. Remember, the first field is for minutes. Look at it here. M minutes, HR, DOM, day of the month, MON, month, DOW, day of the week, followed by command. So everything must be in a single line now. Okay. So let's use this for instance now. And I paste this. So this is saying that every 5 a.m. because this is the second field. And we know from the second field, H represents hour. Minute is this. This one is for day of the month. The fourth one is for month. And the fifth field is for day of the week. Then followed by the command. Okay. So this is saying every 5 a.m. day of the week, Monday. 1 represents Monday. 2 is for Tuesday. 3 is for Wednesday. 4 for Thursday. 5 is Friday. 6 is Saturday. 7 is Sunday or 0. Either you see 7 or 0, that is Sunday. So this is saying at 5 a.m. every Monday, run this task. That is cron job. Okay. So let me backspace this and let's start afresh here. This is static 2, 3, 4, 5. Make directory inside home, Ubuntu, Aaron. So make a directory, call it Aaron, put it inside the user home of Ubuntu. Okay. So this cron job is saying every minute. That's it. Okay. But if I change this first field to 30, remember M here is minute. So 30 here is for minutes. So this cron job is saying every 30 minutes, run that command. That's what that cron job is saying, that every 30 minutes, go ahead and run that command. If I change it to, let's say, 8, H represents R, and this is 8. So this means every 8:30 a.m. At 8:30 a.m. every day, run this what? Run this command. Is it making sense?
Very well.
Good. If I change it to 16, what does it become? This is 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Good. So let's maintain 16, 4:30 p.m. If I change this to 28, this is DOM for the third field, 28. So it's saying on the 28th of every month, or the 28th day of the month, right? At 4:30 p.m., run this command. Is it making sense? So 28th day of the month at 4:30 p.m. That means this schedule is a monthly schedule. If I come here and I keep 9 here, come in. I need to take my cursor down. This is what? The fourth field is month. This is 9. So what month is this?
September.
Good. So this is saying on the 28th date of September. That means September 28th at 4:30 p.m. Run this command. So what frequency is that? Is that monthly or weekly or daily or yearly?
That's yearly.
Beautiful. That's yearly. And if I turn this to 5, so this is a very stringent filter now, because this one is saying on the 28th day of September, if it falls on a Friday, because 5 means Friday, isn't it? Then at 4:30, run this command. So if the 28th day of September of this year is not on a Friday, it will not run this command. If next year is not on a Friday as well, it still will not run that command. Okay.
Yes.
But if I do something like this, asterisk, asterisk, I change this to 12, and I change this to 0. What do you think this becomes?
Every 12 on Friday.
Beautiful. 12 a.m. or 12 noon?
That's 12 noon.
That's it. On Fridays at 12 noon,
12 noon, run this command.
run this command. Okay. But before you set cron tabs, one thing you should do is know the date and the timing of your system. Okay. So I will make a duplicate of this session and I will run the command date. If I run the date, it tells me the date is Tuesday, September 3, 1926. So let's go test our cron tab. Okay. Let's put 1926, right? So let's keep, is that what I saw? Oh, 1916. So let's keep 18 here, 19, day of the month, 3. Month is what? 9. Today is, I think I'm seeing Tuesday here, right? Tuesday, and that is 2, isn't it? 2 is for Tuesday.
Yes.
2.
Tuesday.
So we expect that this, let's save it first. Right quit bank. Okay, so installing cron tabs. If I run the command cron tab flag L now, and now see I have create a directory, call it Aaron in this our current folder. Okay. So we will patiently wait for that. While that is happening, let me also show you if you want to set cron tabs for root, the same command that we set it for regular user, but this time you will just say flag u mini user, the name of the user root, then flag e. To deny you permission if you do it this way, because it is another user, then you must use sudo. Okay. Again, being the first time we are setting cron tab for root, to also ask us What editor do you want to use? This time, let's use Nano. Okay. And this is it. Okay. So let's say we want to set a cron tab for 2019. Okay. Day of the month, that is 3. Okay. Month 9. Let's not put anything here. Okay. And what would the command be? Let's say yum install Apache 2 flag Y. So we are saying at 1920, run that command. Okay, when we are done, Control X, save it. All right. So let's list first to confirm. Look at Aaron here. Can you see? It was created at the time we set for it. Okay. And any moment from now, it's going to install Apache 2 on this server as well. Now, cron jobs run as daemon. It will not show us when it is running. As long as what you have set is correct, it will go ahead and start running from there, right? Any question?
No, for now.
Yes,
So
confirm.
installation of file. If you are installing any file on Ubuntu, you use Yum.
Thank you. Thank you. That's one thing that would not make that clone job to run. It wasn't supposed to
Okay.
be It was supposed to be apt. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Ah,
Thank you for drawing my attention to that. Supposed to be APT. So let's set it to 22. Okay. Control X. Save it. Okay. So this one that we have here, this cron tab now has passed, but we can turn it to a frequency thing. Okay. So we can say, change this to 20, insert 20, 0 at 8 p.m. Let's say day of the week. Okay, asterisk. This one is months, day of the month. Okay, if we want it to be a monthly thing, we can put 5 here. If I put 30 here, do you think it will be a monthly event? This is the third field, and the third field represents day of the month.
Day of the month.
And I put 30. Will it represent a monthly event?
Well, yes, it's going to be monthly, but for February,
Beautiful.
what will not happen?
Exactly, that's it. So if you really want to schedule a monthly event, the value should be between 1 to 28 to capture all the months. Okay.
Okay.
Either use 1, or you use 2, or you use 3, or you use any figure between 1 and 28. Because if you use 30, that means you miss out February. If you use 31, you miss out months that did not get to 31. If you use 29, you miss out, you only capture February that is a leap year. So if you want a monthly event, use any value
Yeah.
between 1 and 28. All the months in the calendar has 28 in it. Okay, so let me keep it at 1. Let me also keep this asterisk. So the frequency of this task here, this is a task that has frequency, not just a one-off. The one we did the other time, the one we edited is a one-off because that time will not happen again. Okay, but this one is a frequency, is a scheduled task that on the 1st of every month at 8 p.m. execute this command. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So in less than 30 minutes, that is cron job. Another thing we can do, let me comment this out since I'm not going to be using, is that if there are tasks that you need to run when you restart your system, you can come and say at reboot, run this command. Okay, or at daily, or you say at monthly. Cron job also recognize this one as well. Okay. So if you have any task, let's say a server that should, or a service that should be started whenever you reboot the system, come and put it here. Okay, so something like in the DevOps, I can see at reboot, go to OPT. If I have SonarCube there, okay, go to SonarCube, go to bin, go to Linux, and then dot run this sonar.sh start. So it means at reboot, go and start this sonar.sh file. Okay, instead of you being the one that will manually go start them, you can set a clone job to do that for you. All right. And that's that about clone job. Every other thing you do about clone job is on this basis. All the editing, setting, scheduling, as long as you understand how you can combine the 5 fields, which is the minute, the hour, the day of the month, and the day of the week. Every other thing on cron job is easy. Okay. And that way you can always schedule tasks by yourself. Okay. So let's confirm if our Apache installed. What do? We say, let's check the status. Sudo systemctl status Apache 2. That's it. So it means our Apache 2 ran at this time, 19, that was the time we gave to it, 1922. Let's
Yes.
confirm.
That was the time.
That was the time, yeah. So it means it worked. So I'll say cron tab flag u sudo flag l, no, root sudo, let's say 1922. Okay. We know September of the third day of September at
Mm,
1922,
mm.
install Apache 2, and it worked, right? That's it. Let me also quickly show us Bash script. Bash script is similar to cron job. However, for Bash script, it's only uh, automating commands in sequential order. It's not for scheduling tasks. There's nothing like time in Bash scripting. It's only you have some commands you need to do, or you do it often. You can put all of them in a Bash script and run them at once instead of running them one by one. You can actually also use a cron job to run a Bash script. Okay, so if we look at something like set up a Bash script, your file name must end with .sh. So let's say we want to set up for a task, let's say vi task 1.sh. Okay, so you've edited an empty file. The next thing you do is you start with shebang bin bash. All bash scripts must begin with shebang bin bash. If it doesn't begin with shebang bin bash, it will not be treated as a bash script. The next thing you want to do is be listing your commands in sequential order. Sequential order means if command 2 depends on command 1, then command 1 should come first. If command Y depends on the output of command X, then you should list command X first, okay? And you can also give each command specific description just to track if it is working or not, okay? Let's do something like echo echo task 1, okay? Echo task 1, let's say make a create directory. Create directory. Okay. So let's create a directory. We say mkdir. Let's call it orange. Okay. Then task 2. Task 2 will be create a file inside the new directory. So we come here, we first cd into the new directory, orange, and then we say touch. What do we call the file? fruit.txt. Okay. Then task 3, let's say print inside a print into the new file. Okay. So it's going to be what? Echo we are in Linux class into where? We echo that into fruit.txt. That's it. So we save and exit, right quit bang. If I list, we now have a bash script called task1.sh. As a matter of fact, this is also a bash script, which I use to set up Kubernetes on this server. Okay. Now, a bash script means you will execute or you will run that file. To run the file, therefore, you must give execute permission to one of the 3 entities that have access to the file. In this case, we're going to give the user execute permission to be able to run this file, because bash script means you can treat the file as an executable file. So we're going to say change modification user plus execute permit on what? task1.sh. Okay. And if I go ahead now and list, you see that task1.sh now have execute permission for the user. You can now run this file. Okay. So to run this file, the command is bash name of the file, task1.sh. Okay. So you see, it printed each of the echo. We say you should echo task1, create a directory. You created that. Task 2, there was no error. Task 3, there was no error. So it executed all the 3 commands within our bash script without any error. Okay, so let's confirm. The first thing is create a directory, call it orange. Okay, then let's go into orange and see if there's a file called root. You see, it is there. Then let us cut fruit. And you see, we are in the next class. So our bash script ran successfully. Okay, so it's just a simple explanation. You can use it for complex things, although there's limit to the size of a bash script, so that you don't use it to run the entire application. Okay. If I VI, let me go to user home and I VI this Kubernetes for you. Okay, VI now, not CI, please. Look at all the commands. Okay, all of these commands would have been what I would have been entering one by one. All of these commands, look at them, one by one. And it is likely I'll make a mistake. So what did I do? I put all of them into a bash script so I can run them at once. And these are the commands we use to install Kubernetes on Ubuntu server. When we get to Ubuntu, we'll learn more about this. Okay, so you can also use sudo to run a bash script. Remember the command I used here was bash, then the name of the bash script. If I use sudo with it, what it means is everything in the bash script will be owned by root. Let's delete orange. So if I say remove flag rf orange, good. And let me use sudo bash task1.sh. Okay, so if I list now, see orange here is owned by root. Unlike the initial time that I did not use sudo to run the bash script and it was owned by Ubuntu. If I cd into orange as well, everything inside orange will also be owned, look at it, by root. This is a special folder, but you see the major ones owned by root because I used sudo to run a bash script. And that was what I did with this Kubernetes guy. I used sudo to run it. Why? Because the content involves installation, and the installation of services and configuration on Linux is a root task. Okay, and that's it. We've come to the end of class. Bash script. We're going to be using these skills a lot when we get into DevOps. In fact, we'll start using bash script with uh, AWS when we want to bootstrap our server with user data. Okay. Do you understand any question?
Thank you so much.
All right.
This is
Short and
this is like
concise. Yep.
teaching ABC in its simplest format,
All right.
just for someone to go back and understand and practice.
Yes. I remember I promised some Linux quizzes last weekend. I think I have to begin to roll them out from this evening on the WhatsApp group so that you guys can use your hand, lay your hand on one of them. Okay. All right, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir. My regards. Bye.
Thank you so much, boss. Bye.